Many of us turn to YouTube and Instagram to watch endless videos of our favorite cute animals when life gets tough. You may want to pet some of these animals and probably hug one or two as well. But trust us, you're better off behind the screen. From pandas to dolphins to slow loris, today we'll be talking about 15 cute animals that are secretly dangerous. You may not find these animals as cute as you did before this video. Number 15. Slow loris. With their big beady eyes, it's no surprise that slow loris videos have been making rounds around the internet. But if you had any plans to pet one, it's best to abandon them. As unbelievable as it sounds, these creatures are actually venomous. They've got special glands underneath their armpits from which they release flesh-rotting venom. These animals have a habit of licking their armpits so the venom gets all mixed up in their saliva, meaning a simple lick will land you in the hospital. Number 14. Platypus. Perry the Platypus did some good branding for the animal. But as adorable as one looks to you, it's best to just keep your distance. The male platypus has a spur hidden on its hind foot. When the platypus feels like it, he can use the spur to inject venom lethal enough to kill a dog. It's not always fatal for humans, but the pain and swelling that follows soon after is reason enough to steer clear of the platypus. Number 13. Panda. Many of you are probably guilty of watching panda videos for hours on end. It's easy to forget that these are not cuddle buddies but full-grown bears that can weigh up to 300 pounds. They generally like to laze around, which might explain the friendly reputation. But in reality, these animals aren't too shy about attacking humans. There have been many recorded instances of them doing so, especially during mating season. They may be herbivores now, but they were omnivores in another life. This is why they've got teeth and digestive enzymes perfectly capable of breaking down meat. Number 12. Poison dart frog. Frogs are arguably the most harmless creatures on the planet. However, the golden poison dart frog might just have you thinking otherwise. Poison glands under the frog's skin release botulinum all over its skin. Surprisingly, one frog has enough toxin to kill over 10 grown adult men, and all you need is a simple touch for exposure. It's almost hard to believe that something that grows up to 2 inches long and is the size of a paperclip packs such a punch. Number 11. Leopard seal. With their adorable eyes and friendly attitude, leopard seals make a convincing argument for saving the Arctic. But don't let the ball tricks fool you. Seal leopards are, in fact, one of the most fearsome predators on the planet. They're so intimidating they've only got one predator who's brave enough to take them on. Marine biologists have to take extra precautions when studying these creatures. One time, one scientist got too close and he was dragged 200 meters deep into the ocean. Number 10. Blue ringed octopus. With their blue glowing rings around their eyes, blue-ringed octopuses are somewhat mesmerizing to look at. But don't get too close to the LED show. They may be the size of a golf ball, but they've got 2 different types of venom in their saliva. They mostly use it to dissolve their prey's bodies before they can eat them. Still, considering that the poison is strong enough to kill 26 adults within a few minutes, it's best everyone just keep their distance. Number 9. Elephants. Even the most peaceful and gentle animals on the planet can lose their cool at times. Not every one of them is as friendly as Dumbo. In fact, if you make the mistake of petting one on the trunk, you're risking getting stomped on, regardless of how pure your intentions were. Contrary to popular belief, elephants don't find humans adorable. In reality, they get easily nervous, and that's when they resort to squashing us. Number 8. Anteaters. Anteaters look like a cousin of sloths, just weirder. They eat ants and critters, and since they don't have teeth, many consider them harmless. But they make up for the lack of teeth with their giant claws. They normally use them to dig for lunch. However, if the moment calls for it, they won't hesitate to use them for self-defense. When threatened, they rear up their hind legs, use its tail to balance themselves, and lash out with claws. The 4-inch claws can help it fight off a jaguar or a puma. Number 7. Swan. Swans have long been regarded as symbols of love and peace, but they're anything but peaceful birds. They might mate for life with their partners, but when it comes to anyone else, they're highly aggressive creatures. They've got a wingspan of 10 feet, so they can appear really menacing when they want to. Not to mention that they're one of the few birds to have teeth that they're more than happy to use on anyone who steps onto their territory. Number 6. Pitahui. With their display of striking orange against black, pitahuis have everyone captivated, but you're better off not feeding them any bread. These birds are one of the few venomous birds on the planet. Their skin and feathers are covered in a neurotoxin that attacks your nervous system, leading to numbness, among other things. In fact, they got the same poison as the poison dart frog. Fortunately, these are only found in New Guinea. Pitahuis don't make the poison themselves, but rather owe it to the beetle kerosene that forms a part of their diet. Owing to their poison, the birds are called rubbish birds and are not consumed by anyone. Number 5. Raccoons. There are a good number of YouTube videos about raccoon mischiefs. You almost want to get close and maybe play a game or two with them. Bad move considering that a wild raccoon is a home to many terrible diseases. A single bite will land you in the hospital. They've got your usual diseases like rabies and mites, and even rarer diseases like toxoplasmosis and leptospirosis. Number 4. Pfeffer's flamboyant cuttlefish. With a name as cute as its appearance, you can't help but inch closer to Pfeffer's flamboyant cuttlefish to get a good look. But don't let the charming colors fool you. These are extremely venomous sea inhabitants. In fact, they match the blue-ringed octopuses when it comes to toxicity. Autopsy reports have found even their muscles are laced with venom. They've got tentacles like an octopus as well. And it's under these tentacles that you'll find razor-sharp beaks that are filled with incredibly potent venom, enough to take out 20 adult humans. Thankfully, this creature inhabits some remote sandy substrate territory. Number 3. Wolverine. Even though Hugh Jackman has given Wolverine a different kind of reputation, the real-life thing is actually cuter. In fact, some people might just want to pet one. Unfortunately, they are a little bit violent. They're pretty skilled as hunters, and if you're ever stranded near one of these animals of the wild, you can forget returning home. They've got incredibly long claws and a strong jaw in their arsenal. In fact, they can crush bone with the jaw. They may not be the apex predator, but it's still better if you avoid crossing paths with them. Number 2. Pufferfish. Anything that inflates and deflates itself like a balloon should hardly pose a threat. But pufferfish are a different story. They're the second most poisonous vertebrate in the animal kingdom. Pufferfish's entire body is laced with neurotoxin known as tetrodotoxin that's known to be 1,200 times more poisonous than cyanide. If ingested, the neurotoxin can cause arrhythmia, muscle paralysis, vomiting, and eventually death. Still, many daredevils across Japan consume it as a delicacy known as fugu. You're better left not tasting it. Number 1. Dolphin. From all the videos we've seen of dolphins interacting with humans, rescuing them from sharks and fetching phones dropped in the water, it's hard to imagine them as a threat. But it seems like dolphins are changing the game. There have been increased instances of dolphins attacking humans. In 2019, a 10-year-old girl at a dolphins event was dragged underwater. Thankfully, the trainers on watch had managed to save her, but there are those who have not been so lucky. Alright, which one of these animals' violent sides scared you the most? Were any of these your emotional support animals? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Trend Joint, and we'll see you in the next one.